speaks of as God's chosen people and not under any other race. We're not affiliated with any other camp, school, church, any other people. We're the home of truth. And we are here today to talk about signs and wonders. This is a very crazy time we live in today in today's society. And and in this time you see a lot of things. The scriptures, we're gonna go into the scriptures, but we're gonna talk about the things that we see that signs and wonders that in the scriptures it says signs and wonders, but we won't believe. So we're gonna go into the scripture. Salaki, so let me get the book of John, chapter 4, verse 48. Baba Shaw.
Yeah. It's the book of John, chapter 4. You said 48.
Come on.
It's the book of John, chapter 4, verse 48. Then said Jesus unto him, except ye see signs and wonders, ye will not believe.
Read that part again.
Except ye see signs and wonders, ye will not believe.
What color are these letters, sir?
Rojo,
These,
red.
these colors are red. This is Christ speaking. And it says, Yahushua, Christ, who we ignorantly call Jesus Christ, Yahushua in the Hebrew, said, except ye see signs and wonders, ye will not believe. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Signs and wonders. Unless you see miracles or you see something that you can't explain, then you will not believe. How do we know that this is true? In today's society, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans has gone through all types of slavery. It's in the scriptures. It talks about it all through Deuteronomy, right? And it gives you a clear account of what type of slavery is going on and what type of slavery you will go through. But blacks and Hispanics and Native American people do not pay attention to that slavery, nor do they pay attention to the signs and wonder that is at hand. Because we are hard-headed and stiff-necked people. Because we want to do what we want to do instead of what the Lord told us to do. And Christ said it here that we will not believe unless we see signs and wonders. Here's the real question. We have COVID-19. We have monkeypox, yet we still don't believe. Yet we still don't pay attention to what's going on. What's going on with our people? What is happening that we can't see what's right in front of our faces? And the scripture says it's going to come a time. Slack you, sir. Do you know that scripture? Parents will fear the children or something like that. Let me see if I can find it. I know it's it says it's gonna come a time when children will rule over parents. If you can get that, Bob Shaw. We don't pay attention to the signs and wonders of the scriptures. We want to believe in hocus pocus. We want to believe in hocus pocus. We want to believe in sci-fi. We want to believe in what's unimaginable to the mind of basic people, the oppressors, what they consider to be signs and wonders. Isaiah 3 and 4. Bump Shaw, I believe it's brother at the door, sir. Slovakia. We are not paying attention to the signs and wonders that's right at hand. And there are things that are at hand that the Lord is definitely showing us that we need to pay attention to. We're definitely not paying attention to the things that's right in front of our face, because the things that's in front of our face, if we were paying attention, we'd be afraid. We would take life more serious. We wouldn't be out trying to party and get litty and figuring out who the next chick you trying to sleep with and things of that nature. Signs and wonders, Salakia, sir. I'm gonna send you something. I'm gonna send you something right now. Uh, Salakia, sir. I ain't know if you want me to send it to you or if you want me to send it to Goya Hour, but I'll do it to both. Whoever want to read it, you can read it. I just sent it to both of y'all. Can somebody read it when they get it when they pull it up? Go y'all.
This is New Swell, New Jersey.
This is who?
New Swell, New Jersey.
This is the local news in New Jersey. Go ahead.
It sounded like I heard a big boom.
It sounded like what?
It sounded like I heard a big boom.
Read.
Did you feel it? 2 earthquakes rumbled in parts of New Jersey.
2 what?
Earthquakes rumbled.
Salakia, sir. Salakia. Sir, can you pull up Luke 21 and 11, Baba Shaw? Read that again from the top.
Oh, God. It sounded like I heard a big boom. Did you feel it? 2 earthquakes rumbled in parts of New Jersey.
Go ahead.
USGS says a 1.7 magnitude aftershock.
Read it's two earthquakes rumble Thursday night, guy. Salakia, sir.
2 earthquakes rumbled Tuesday night in Morris County. It sounded like I heard a big boom, says Curtis Green of Rockaway.
Go ahead.
The first quake struck a little after 5 p.m. The United States Geological Survey says that was a 2.3 magnitude earthquake just west of Morris Plains, about 5 kilometers deep. A 1.7 magnitude aftershock then hit near Lake Telemark in Rockaway Township a few hours later. Residents reported hearing loud noises saying their homes shook. It was extremely loud, like something collapsed or something, says Veronica Scoeys of Jefferson. I was in my house. I was in my home, yes. I was actually upstairs, and I thought something happened downstairs. Most say they thought maybe there were some sort of military exercises taking place at nearby Picatinny Arsenal until they saw the earthquakes were confirmed. There were no reports of any damage or injuries.
Let me stop there. Salakia, sir. Can you read Luke 21 and 11, Baba Shaw?
There's a lot of week before that.
You can go up to 8, sir. Actually, you can give me 8. You can go up to 8, Baba Shaw. You got jokes today.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 8.
Good.
And he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them.
Slagia. Now, right here, this is important, and I'm glad I did go up to 8 because I was actually going to bring this out in Matthew, I believe, right? But I'm glad we did start here because take heed that ye be not deceived. This is talking about these Christian pastors that's running around here lying to you. They're getting robbed, quote unquote. Now they want to fight. They want to do all this crazy stuff, right? And this is more important than looking at the signs and wonders, right? This is more important. These Christian pastors run around here lying to you, telling you that, listen, give me more money. Give me 90%. Dig deeper. Am I not worth your McDonald's money, your Chanel money? This is more important than teaching the word of the Most High. This is more important than showing the people the signs and wonders that are at hand. We're not paying attention to what's at hand. Our people so caught up in the sparkles and the glitters and the lights, and they're not paying attention to the true men of the Most High God that's teaching them because they're on the corners, because we have on boots, beards, and braids, because we look rough and manly, because we look like we have some type of aggression to us. But they don't want to listen. They want to listen to Mr. Pretty in pink with the pink shirt on, the pink suit on. They want to listen to the false prophets. This is what they want to listen to. Our people want to listen to good words, soothsaying. Baba Kashar, sir.
Fake Israelite groups.
Fake Israelite groups that get beat with shoes. That's what they want to listen to. They want to listen to because they have such a large mass of people with purple people eater shirts on that march down a block that don't fight back. That has no masculinity in them. This is the people who our people listen to. We're lost because we want to listen to this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. The scripture said too much of all this. It's like I'm paraphrasing. Too much information, different information, make a man mad. I believe that's what it. Go ahead, sir.
Have but one counselor.
Have but one counselor. Have but one doctrine. This is the one doctrine that you need. This is the one counselor that you need is one West. You don't need all these other lies and deception that's going on about. But the scripture further goes on and say, for many shall come in thy name. Many gonna come and talk to you as if they're coming from Christ's perspective, and then don't live it because they're still eating shrimp, they're still eating pork, they're still eating lobster. This is how you can tell the difference because they're not living by the scriptures. They're not following these scriptures. Many will come and say that they're coming in Christ's name, that they're coming in Yahushua Mashiach's name, but guess what they're not doing? They're not living by these scripts. They're allowing gay marriage. They're actually doing the gay marriage in their church. They're having girl on girl sex. Your pastor is a female who likes women. How in the hell is she coming in the name of Christ? How can she say that she's living these scriptures if she's okay with gay marriage? Her best friend is a homosexual. Her best friend is a homosexual. The homosexual hates the woman. Look, Luke 21 and we had Luke 21 and 8. Right? But the scripture further goes and say, I am Christ. This Yahushua is such an outstanding man. He's letting you know who he is. He gave a description of himself, but we all understand now. And today, in the year 2022, we do understand and comprehend that somebody's lying and somebody's telling the truth. Christ gave a clear description of what he looks like: hair of wool, skin of bronze. If he gave a clear description, and then they got Boy George in the picture with stringy hair, and they still got him up in your church, no, you're in the wrong place. No, you're in the wrong place. Listening to the soothsayers, the false prophets. It's like it, sir. Read on about the show.
Yeah. Saying, I am Christ, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them.
The time draws near. What time are we talking about? What time are we talking about? Boyalo? What time draws near?
The return of Yahushua, sir.
Right. Don't go, Slocky. Go ahead, Barbara Shaw.
The kingdom of Christ that's at hand.
Right.
That time draweth near.
Right. Most High Christ. Right. And it says, "Go ye not therefore after them." What is this saying here? Go ahead, sir.
Don't be led astray by false teachings that tickle your ear.
Right. Don't be a goddamn fool and look something so simple in the face and call, you're looking in the face of demons and saying, no, but not my pastor.
Right.
You know that your pastor is touching on the boys in the goddamn choir, and you saying, not my pastor. You will fight and die for your pastor and follow him, and you will follow him in the quote unquote pits of hell. You're following behind a pastor that does not give a damn about the Most High. He actually hates him. He's not telling you about the signs and wonders because he's too busy playing with little Johnny in the choir.
Salakia, sir. And black women so silly. They treat their pastor better than their husband.
You absolutely right. Give that man a hand. Give that man a hand, Salakia, and give Commander General Yohana a hand, and Captain Cesaria a hand. All the generals and all the captains, but give them a hand. That cookout was amazing.
That's
The
right.
cookout was amazing. Commander General Yohana gave a hell of a teaching on that corner in Times Square. He gave me a new burst of energy.
That's right.
He gave me a new, stronger will to do this work even more, because he said some outstanding things. And and listen, I thought it was gonna be 100 boot kisses. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be 100 boot kisses by that Nigerian that went on his knees and told Commander General Yohana that he was there because he knew he did wrong, that his people did wrong, because he sold us into slavery.
That's right.
I thought Commander General Yohana is so gangster. He's such a manly man. He didn't even want the boot kiss. You told on yourself.
Right.
Now get from my presence. I got work to do.
That's right.
I said, ooh wait. I was excited for the boot kiss. I was in front of the line, ready, prepared for the boot kiss, recording. And Commander General Yohana's so cool and calm and collective. He said, I guess you're here for a reason. This was glorious to me because it took a turn that I didn't expect. He said, I guess you're here for a reason. And he said, yes, I am. He said, what is that reason? He said, because we sold y'all into slavery. He said, he asked him where he was from, Nigeria first. And then he told me, he said, yeah, I'm from, he said, I'm from Nigeria. And the general said, oh, wait. And he said, well, what are you here for? He said, because we sold you. He said, we sold you into slavery. Oh, you know you did something wrong. And then it was so glorious because I thought it was gonna be a boot kiss. He told him, "Go and get." He said, "I ain't got time. I got work to do because this will be 100." Because it was like Passover. It was like Passover on that Saturday. It was so many glorious brothers, and the sisters was in tow. They was in the backfield holding it down and looking glorious. Ain't nothing like a UPK woman. And it was glorious to see all them UPK brothers.
Right.
You know, so I just want to give Commander Johnny a hand for allowing us to come together like men and like glorious sisters to gather together. And it is so glorious, you know. And then we had the cookout, which was amazing. Amazing. Because at one point we thought it was some Hamites. We kicked them out. Get out. I found it to be glorious.
That's right.
You know why? Because the same man that said they sold us into slavery, the same set of people tried to come into our cookout. What the hell are you doing? And it was calm and respectful. It wasn't, oh, we're gonna dump y'all on your head. Nah, yo, you gotta leave. This is not for your people. Our skin tone is the same, but we're definitely not the same.
Right.
It's messed with your color, not your kind. That's what we said. Listen, just because you're my color, you damn sure ain't my kind. Well, we're gonna get back into these scripts and we're gonna show signs and wonders, right? We're gonna talk about the signs and wonders that's going on in today's society. It just said it was an earthquake, 1.7, right? In the state of New Jersey. Go ahead and read that, Baba Kashar 9.
If I could go to 7.
Go to 7, son, Baba Kashar, please.
This is Luke chapter 21, verse 7. And they asked him, saying, Master,
Right?
but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass?
Ooh wee.
And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived.
Ooh wee. Go ahead.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them.
You know, Slaggy, let me stop you there, right? These is the brothers going to Christ and asking him, when is it gonna happen? When is it coming? Now you gotta understand, this is thousands of years from ago. This is thousands of years ago, and it's just now coming to fruition now. And guess what? The pastors in the pulpit that was pimping out of the pulpit, they had a good old time.
That's right.
They had a good old time in the 60s and in the 70s. Hell, in the 50s too. They was in the 50s doing their thing. In the 60s, they was coming up. In the 70s, they acted the goddamn fool. The 80s, they rocked out really hard. In the crack era, you know they rocked really hard in the crack era.
Right.
And guess what? All that time, all that goddamn money, they was giving them tithes and they buying mansions and all Maseratis. And I know it wasn't at that time, but Beamers and Bucktooths, and they doing all what they want. And Lincoln, because you know they was driving in the seat with the gangster lean, they had the diamond in the front. You know what I mean? That's the thing that they was doing back in that time. All the way up to fast forward now that they got millions of dollars of gold chains on. Millions of dollars of gold chains. Talking about Movado watches. Still, they have not seen the times. These are the people that Yahweh was talking about. Read on, Baba Shaw.
And he said, Take heed that ye not be sloppy.
Nah.
But when ye shall hear of wars.
Hear of what?
Wars.
When you should hear of what?
Wars.
Russia is preparing to do what?
Go to war.
Go ahead.
And commotions.
And what?
Commotions.
You know what the commotions is? The commotions is that Russia and China is doing what together right now, sir?
Military exercises.
You said they're doing what?
Military exercises.
This is the commotions that they're speaking of. The commotions is that military exercises is happening right now with China and Russia. I thought China was our ally. China's beefing with us heavy, aren't they? Because we have presidents that want that want to do what they want to do. They said, screw them, and screw the Russians and the Germans. Guess what's happening right now? Now they're pairing up. Read on, Baba Shaw.
Gun. Be not terrified.
Be what?
Be not terrified.
The men in the UPK is what?
Not terrified.
Let me tell you something, right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people. The people in the world that's still caught up in the world that we call Jakes, guess what? They're not worried. They're not worried. You know why they're not worried? They're not worried because they're too busy twerking.
Right.
Because they're too busy right now trying to be litty. Every new what you call it, drill rapper is dancing in their drill music.
Right.
I don't even comprehend that. You talking about you gangster and you ready to run up on your ops and you're dancing. How you dancing with them tight ass pants on? Where are you tucking the gun at? The blicky goes where? And your man purse?
Right.
Bob Kashar, sir. Go ahead.
So if I could real quick,
Please.
the jeans be tight as hell, and somehow, some way, they fit an assault rifle in their pants.
In their pants. An assault rifle.
One more time.
Go ahead, Bob Kashar.
Pants hanging off they behind, tight as hell, and you fit an AK-47 in your waistline.
With the extendo clip.
So
Go ahead.
I was looking for the gun and didn't see it. They're pretty good. I don't know.
Sir,
Sorry, I'm doing.
you know, where you hiding the gun at? I come from an era with baggy pants and baggy shirts and big shirts and
Right.
stuff. And we, we did what we did when we was doing it.
Right.
You had men, them was men. We didn't carry merches around. What I can't comprehend right now is everybody's ops, right? What your ops look like? Right now, they're already preparing in China and in Russia for ops.
Right.
They're preparing for ops.
Right.
Who's the ops for Blacks, Hispanics, Native American? We're too busy making each other ops.
Right.
We too busy making each other goddamn ops. We can't see the signs and wonders that's happening right in front of our face. China is preparing for war. Russia is preparing for war. They got a real opposition. They're looking at America. It's coming soon. Our people is too caught up in living their best life. Smoking the best, what they call it now? Zaza. Smoking the best Zaza. Caring about nothing but they goddamn world about the flesh. Caring about nothing but the flesh and pleasing it. Women are more like men now in today's society. Men had a lot of women all through life. That's just natural because it's the natural order of things. Women are treating men like they're toys.
Right.
Like they're toys. Like how many of them battery operated toys they have in that room and that drawer, 7 to 8. That's how many men they got now. 7 to 8 at one time. They too busy pleasing the flesh. The men are too busy pleasing the flesh, catching goddamn monkeypox that they can't see the signs and wonder that's happening right in front of their face. The monkeypox. Bob Shah, read on.
Good.
Be not
Be
terrified.
not terrified.
Right.
For these things must first come to pass.
Read that part, that last part again. For these
things must first come to pass.
These things has to happen. This has to happen in order for Christ's kingdom to come.
That's right.
This has to happen. And this is why the men of the UPK are not afraid. Because we know and understand that this has to happen. We're preparing ourselves for it to happen. So be it. Go ahead, read on, Baba Shah.
Come. But the end is not by and by.
But the end is not by and by. Go ahead.
Come. And then said he unto them,
Then Christ said unto them, go ahead,
nation shall rise against nation.
nation shall rise against nation. I just broke it down. China and Russia, they going against America, or Americans. Who they really going after? Because guess what? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people don't have their own military army.
Right.
So who are they really going after? Who runs the United States? Who owns the United States? Go ahead, sir. Baba Shaw.
Nation rise against nation is race versus race. Like you said, China is, you said it, but it's race against races.
China against
Taiwan.
right.
Japan against China. Russia against really everybody.
Because that everybody's gonna be against everybody.
Right.
And it's happening. Right now, they doing team up right now. They doing team up. Me and your team, we gonna team up. We gonna go up against them. It's happening right now in front of our face. We just don't see it. Our people don't see it. I mean, the brothers in the UPK see it because we're taught. We're taught properly to see it. Go ahead, Baba Shaw.
And even if they team up with somebody, like the United States was down with Russia when it was time to go against Hitler in Germany.
Right.
They was friends. Now all of a sudden Hitler in Germany is gone. Now the United States and Britain versus Russia.
Right.
Nation against nation.
It's gonna be nation against nation. Guess what? Right now they calling for all. It was something that Commander General Hanna did on all the fires that's going on over in the West Coast and everything, right? And how they calling for Australia to help instead of the men that they trained that was in the prison systems, right? Now, again, they allying with these other nations for right now, because at some point everybody's going to be against America, and and then everybody's going to come together and go against Christ, because once he comes through, that sky crack open, everybody's going to say, well, we need to go to war against him. And then, the full-fledged war really happens then. For me, I look at it, World War III is happening on earth. When Christ come back, the real war begins.
That's right.
That's what I look at, because that's when we're taking back our kingdom. This is when we're taking back the earth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are waiting for that time to see those signs and wonders. And the signs and wonders are already being shown to them. They're not looking at the plagues. Go ahead, read Baba Shaw.
Done. And kingdom against kingdom.
And kingdom against kingdom. China is a kingdom, isn't it? Russia is a kingdom. United States is a kingdom. All these kingdoms is going to start coming and going against each other. The United Kingdom. Everybody's gonna go against everybody. Go ahead.
And great earthquakes
Read that again, Baba Shaw.
And great earthquakes.
He just read about what?
Great earthquakes.
In the state of New Jersey, he just read about what?
Earthquakes.
Go ahead, read.
Shall be in diverse places.
In diverse places. This is a place, this is Jersey City, New Jersey. When was the last time you ever heard about a earthquake in New Jersey? Anybody? Baba Shaw?
I think it was like 2009 or 2011.
2009, 2011. What year this is? 22. We talking about 11 years later or better. This is not something that's a regular occurrence in the state of New Jersey. Earthquakes, we hear about earthquakes where over in Cali and over that way. Afghanistan. And these are regular normal places. You start hearing about them in diverse places. Look at what's going on. The flooding that just happened in Texas. These are things that's happening, the signs and wonders, the tsunamis that happened, that a whole island gone. They ain't found one dead dog, one dead cat, no dead animals. Everything gone though. They found bodies, plenty bodies. Read on, Baba Shaw.
Earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
Go ahead.
And famines.
And who?
Famines.
What's going on? Every time you go into your grocery store in today's time, right now, you see what's happening. The shelves are damn near empty. The inflation of prices is retardedly through the roof. We on a 17% increase on inflation because there's so much gone. There's so much not there. There's so much no food there. Now things are happening. We have these what do you call them? The Latin birds. What are them flies? Lanternflies. Now nobody's paying attention to the signs and wonder that's happening right in front of our faces. Right. But these lantern birds, lanternflies, Slovakia, messing them up. These goddamn lanternflies, right? You trying to go and step on them, they move. They're quick as hell. Right. They zip fast. So it's no just stepping on them, killing them. But then I start looking up what are these? You know, do you know what they do? Do you know what their origin is or what they do to our life? Nobody? Yeah, I'll give you a shot.
They say, I heard they kill the trees and stuff like that. So they kill the trees, then I guess that's something to do with oxygen.
You're close. You're very close. You want to give it a shot, sir? These lanternflies, right? They eat greenery. So they do attack the trees. They do attack the grass. They do attack now. Here, I'm about to blow your mind. They attack the vegetation, the food. You won't have your collard greens because they're going to eat them all. You won't have your rows of collard greens. You're going to get them, sir. Get them later in the kingdom. But I'm talking about right now. They're going to go through the food. They're going to go through the food. They're going to kill off a large amount of the vegetation. The famine is coming in a different way. The Lord used the most smallest bug. And guess what? When they fly, they look pretty. Quote unquote. You know, I use that term lightly. They look pretty. They look like butterflies for a second. And then they land. And then you're like, what the hell is that? Baba Shaw.
And the funny thing is that those flies showed up. When I noticed them, they showed up right when the pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, it was like maybe a year, and then all of a sudden the lanternfly just show up.
Right.
I've been watching them ever since.
Right. Now, listen, it's hard to kill. They've been looking for ways to kill them off. They saying it's hard. If anybody did any research and looked into them at any course of the time, that they start noticing them, then you'll notice that they having a hard time with dealing with the infestation of them. They started out the first they start first seeing them out in Philly. They first start seeing them out in Philly and PA and in the state of Pennsylvania. And then they start moving on into other places. And guess how they said they start moving on? They latched on to somebody's car, it was on somebody's luggage, and they start moving from place to place. They gonna start and they breed quick. And it's gonna be a lot of them. The signs and wonders.
That's right.
Go ahead, read on.
And pestilence.
And who?
And pestilences.
And pestilence. Go ahead.
And fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven.
And fearful sights. This is what the fearful sight, and our people are so foolish. You know what's a fearful sight? A fearful sight is that I walk out my door at 3 a.m. to go to work, and I'm seeing people hung over in the street, walking like zombies.
Right.
Because they too filled up in their body with heroin, running the streets looking like zombies because they're looking for more ways to get money to buy more crack. Looking like zombies, slurring on themselves because looking like zombies because they got so many pills in their goddamn system. Here's one better. I'ma say it again. Monkeypox is a scary ass sight. I got on the bus on my way from the school, on my way home from the cookout, and this woman had a few bumps on her body. Me and Ayash is looking at each other like, I'm touching everything with kid gloves. I have a bag and I'm holding it with the bag. I'm touching this bag, and this bag is going in the garbage as soon as I get home.
Right.
I'm looking at like, oh, Lee Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Is this woman with monkeypox on this bus? Do she have monkeypox? Because now you have to wonder. It is in the state of New Jersey, and you have to wonder. They said it lives on surfaces, and then all it takes is the touch of a surface, and guess what happened? Now you walking around with craters on your face. It looked like boils. It looked like, I don't know what the hell to call it. It's a scary sight. Have you seen a girl that's on her face? It's on her lips and stuff.
Right.
Inside the mouth.
And she opened her mouth and pus fell. I said, I dare never go regurgitate it. It was like, what the hell is that? Here's the amazing part. Signs and wonders, right? The man go on television and he has monkeypox, HIV, and super gonorrhea. I didn't even know nothing about no super gonorrhea. I'm still new to this fact of super gonorrhea. Signs and wonder. It's killing you. The man knows was for. I have not seen it. The video. No, I don't. It's okay. I'm too old.
I got you.
La. You don't have to send it to me. I don't need to see the discuss. But these are signs and wonders. A man's nose is decaying. That's a sign and a wonder.
Inside.
From the inside out.
Inside.
A woman walking around, first of all, you have to really say the Lord is glorious, right? Because let me tell you something. Because you try to hide your sin, or you got HIV, and guess what? They make medications to cover it now. Before you used to look at somebody and you'd be like, nope, because you might got that thing. The monkey. It's crazy we used to call it the monkey back then. Now they got monkeypox out. You tried to hide your sin, your disgust from everybody in the world, and so you don't show nobody that you out here living in a, you're doing all the abominations. And then you know what happens? The Lord said, I got you, don't even worry about it. They ain't give you monkeypox. I still have not looked up, but I will look it up and find out what this super gonorrhea is. This is something new to me. Super gonorrhea. Read on, though.
Oh, God. This Luke chapter 21, verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Verse 13.
Stop right there. Stop right there. What are we talking about here? Who are we talking about right here? They shall bring you. But before all these, so this the scripture is saying, when these things start happening, start looking for these rulers of the so-called earth to start taking us.
Right.
They're gonna send us to prison because we talking about the Lord's work.
Right.
Because they shall fear that the fact that we know what's going on. Because we're listen, Commander General Yohana is telling us as a nation, expect this to come. And guess what? We're gonna go out on Saturdays and tell the rest of the world, expect this to come. They're gonna start wanting to lock us up. Go ahead. You got something to say?
I was gonna ask that. Is that like referring to like them locking us up just for camp speaking, like not obeying, like not obeying, but just speaking at camp?
We obeying the laws, statutes, commandments, and judgments of the Most High. Are we violating any laws of America by going out and giving camp speakings? We are not. This is why we get permits, right, sir? We get permits to speak on these corners, and we sit, and that's why when a taskmasters, the police comes through and they, oh, y'all got paperwork? We got paperwork. So we're allowed within the guidelines of their laws to do this. Freedom of speech. Okay, you got something?
I'm asking, so like the scripture talking about, so at a point, that law when Esau let us speak on the street is gonna be done up.
They gonna hate us. They hate us now.
Right.
They hate us now. Listen, let us go on a corner and we. I can't wait till we go to Jersey City and start doing camp speakings, because I want to be the first one to scream. Those who say they are Jews and are not.
That's
right. Because they flood in Jersey City, and I dare them to come and say something. Because guess what? If they come to lock me up for speaking that what I'm taught to speak, the righteous talk, Most High in Christ.
That's right.
Most High in Christ. Because guess what? Who they hung upside down, sir? Who did they hang upside down in the scriptures? Peter. Peter said, he said, I don't even deserve to be hanging me upside down. They persecuted our king. They persecuted him for living righteously, not for doing a sinful act, but for living righteously. So expect to go to jail. Do you not know that the feds is watching?
That's right.
Do you not know that they are questioning brothers in the truth? So don't be surprised if you hear a brother. There's brothers that's in jail that's in the truth.
That's right.
Don't be surprised to hear that a brother in the truth went to jail just for speaking the word of the Most High. This is what our job is. I ain't talking about the slave that we do every day. I'm talking about this is our job, the works for the Lord that we put in. And guess what? There's no greater work. There's no greater how is it said, than to give your life for your brother. And guess what? We're putting our life on the line for our brothers, for our sisters, to call them to the Lord. Get right. But we don't see the signs and the wonders. Let's get back into these scripts. Let me get the book of Matthew 24:7, Barbara Shaw.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 27.
No, live, verse 7. 24:7.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 7.
No, Slaggy, go up to 6.
Verse 6.
Slaggy, go up to 4.
Verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them,
Slaggy, hold on. Hey, you start at 4.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Verse 5.
We going right back into Yahushua telling you, this is the count that more than one person, you know, they say, if more than one person say it, it got to be true, or it has to have some validity to it. This is more than one person taking the account of what Yahushua said, and this is proving that Yahushua wasn't just speaking out the side of his neck. He's letting us know this is what's going on, and this is what's to come. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For many shall come in my name.
This is somebody else telling you that Yahushua is saying many is gonna come into my name. Many gonna come saying in Christ's name. Go ahead, keep going.
Saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Yeah.
Verse 6.
Didn't one of them purple people eaters talk about he was the comforter? What he said?
Kind
It was one of them?
of the guy that left the UPK.
Or was it Candy Cane nigga?
The guy that left the UPK, his name comes to me later on, Tazadak.
Right?
Said that he was the comforter.
He was the comforter. What made him the comforter? I mean, I know you don't know. I don't know neither. I mean, what I need to, I would like to ask the people that followed behind him that made him the comforter. Didn't he steal some money or something?
Kind of.
He stole money.
He was abusing.
He was abusing people.
Yeah.
See, you know what? Give Commander General a hand. Why? Because check out the brother. The brother does not abuse the people. He really loves his people.
That's right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He loves his people to the point where he's fighting hard and grooming men to go out and be fisher of men. So to show them, look, this is what we're supposed to do. Not saying, hey, listen, man. And he's so humble. The brother is so humble. He is very humble. He gets down. Look, he's saying, I'm not no better than y'all. I am still with y'all. We together. And we're going to fight together.
That's right.
We're going to fight together. He ain't separating himself and putting himself above like most of these Christian pastors does.
Right.
Like all of them. Not what I'm talking about, most of them. Like these fake Israelite groups, they have a leader that's putting himself above. Go ahead. You know, Commander General Yohana knows that he's the man that's leading Israel. He understands that. But he doesn't put himself as arrogant and saying, you know, like how these candy cane people do, or you know, how these Christian pastors do. He's not asking for a Bentley and a Rolls Royce and a Movado watch. He's telling you to do the righteous thing. Follow the law, statutes, commandments, and judgments of the Most High. Pay your tithes, and let me help more people. He's going in his own pockets and helping more Israelites. Do we not pay attention to the trip to Acuna? Go ahead, sir, about the show.
Truth is, Movada watch don't even cost that much. Movada watch might be, I guess, the low level one probably about $800. 8 to what? 8 up? I don't know. I can look it up, but I know definitely it's about $800.
Commandment.
He could buy that himself.
Right, that pastor could buy that himself.
Yeah.
But it goes to show that the money is coming up out of the church.
Right.
Give it to Commander General Hana. Let him do something useful with the
That's
money.
right.
Let him. He's paying people's rent.
Right.
He gave a whole truck to Texas just because of the work that they put in on a trip to Acuna. He said they deserve a truck. They deserve to have a truck because just in case something like this goes down again, it's whole floods going down. So guess what? There are brothers and sisters that's going to be messed up. That's not going to have clothing because they lost all their clothing in the flood. And guess who's going to be the ones that help them? ISUBK.
That's right.
But we're going to go back into these signs and wonders. Go ahead, read on.
God. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
Go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
Because all these things must what?
Come to pass.
Go ahead.
But the end is not yet.
The end is not what?
Yet.
The end is not yet for us. This is where the Lord's mercy is in effect right here, by the end not being yet.
Right.
His mercy is to allow you to get yourself together.
Right.
Slocky, sir, can you give me Zephaniah 2 and 1, Baba Shaw? He said the end is not yet. This is the Lord showing you that I'm showing you the signs and wonders. Is there any more on that?
God, verse 7.
That's what I want. Go ahead.
God, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation,
Go ahead.
and kingdom against kingdom,
Right?
and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
These things are the beginning of sorrows. I want you to do me a favor, Baba Shaw. Drop down to 24.
God. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christ. For there shall arise false Christ.
Go ahead.
And false prophets.
And false what?
Prophets.
False camps?
Prophets.
False churches?
Prophets.
False deacons?
Prophets.
False reverends?
Prophets.
Deaconess?
Prophets.
Go ahead.
And shall shew great signs and wonders.
And shall shew great signs and wonders. They're gonna show you pretty and pink, everything sparkly nice, and they're gonna whisper sweet nothings in your ear. Go ahead.
And so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive.
If it were possible, no, you need the content. You need to pay attention to the wording. If it were possible, meaning that it's not going to be possible. Go ahead.
They shall deceive the very elect.
If it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Who's the very elect? Go ahead, give it a shot.
144,000.
Scratching it. Slocky, sir. Would you like to get that shot? It's too heavy for you, sir. The elect is ISUBK. This is the elect. They if it was possible, they would fool us.
That's right.
They will fool Commander Johnny Hunter. Guess what? They can't fool Commander Johnny Hunter
That's
because
right.
he pays close attention, because he reads these scripts. He goes into these scriptures and he breaks them down. He has understanding. I listened to Captain Katazar give a breakdown on who a people was, and I was amazed at the wisdom that the brother has. And it's not to discredit him, saying like I was amazed. I was in awe, like, yo, I didn't know that. The breakdown Captain Tazariak gave on about the household, what is it? What is it? The molestation in the black household. Oh my goodness. I went to his lectures, yo, heavy. I mean, bring you to tears heavy.
Right.
And guess what? And he used the scriptures. And when you start understanding them scriptures, it becomes amazing. You have that Zephaniah, sir? We get Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. Go ahead.
Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
Oh, who?
Nation not desired.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people are what?
Nation not desired.
We are a nation not desired. We beef with each other for no apparent reason. Like I was started out earlier, it's like the opposition, our opposition is one another. And we don't know what the true opposition is. The opposition is those who are not or not us, period. The ones that are our masters over us in this earth. We're not understanding that we're paying attention to everything that's going on in the earth, far as having fun, making it a hot girl summer, because these niggas is crazy, Slovakia for the language, but these brothers is loose because they having hot boy summers, and they are wilding out. They're out here trying to be the best rapper. Don't get me wrong, it's glorious. It's good to have something to call our own, but you out here trying to be the best at the wrong thing.
Right.
At the wrong thing. You're gathering yourselves together to go to a music concert, and then everything. Then one guy steps on another guy's sneaker. Let's shoot up the place. Let's kill other faces like mine. But the scripture says, do what, sir?
Gather yourselves together.
Go ahead.
O nation not desired.
Go ahead.
Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chain, as the chain. Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Oh, wait.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye the Lord.
Seek what?
Seek ye the Most High.
Seek ye the Most High.
All ye meek of the earth.
Who's the meek of the earth? Who's the meek of the earth? Who's being slaughtered? Who can't go outside and drive from corner to corner without being stopped by the police, being harassed? In Jersey City, there are cops on every corner. There are cops on almost every corner. And let me tell you what's going on. We're still shooting each other in front of the police. We're still selling drugs in front of the police. We still getting lit in front of the police and not giving a damn. They don't care.
Right.
You shoot each other, they wait for backup to come. They're not trying to stop you. They're not trying to stop you. This is the wars within wars that's happening right now in front of your face. The signs and the wonders is happening, and they're so far advanced that we don't pay attention to it. Our people are not the simplest things. Everybody's still running around having sex like it's going out of style. Everybody's running around. If you look around, go downtown North. Everybody's dressed like a whore. Everybody's fishing for the next Jake that they can pull in. Go to Bloomfield and they will look you up and down. If you're not in work clothes, they'll give you a shot if you're in work clothes. But if you're not in work clothes, they looking you up and down and tell you you're not making enough money for them. They're selling their souls for more money. Some selling it for $40 in a sandwich. Too busy trying to be litty, trying to be at the next popping party. But they're not paying attention to China teaming up with Russia. Our people not paying attention to it. Bothers me when I walk out in the street and I see a person sitting in their own car, windows rolled up, more than likely the air conditioner on, with a mask on their face. There's no one in the car with you, stupid. You're going to give it to yourself? You're going to get COVID to yourself.
Right.
You're going to cough and say, oh, sugar on the iced tea. COVID. You're in a car by yourself with a mask on. You're retarded.
That's right.
It bothers me to see this. It's like it's an annoying thing for me. Here's another thing. We're running around not paying attention to the monkeypox. School is about to start. They say this thing is high in children. Children catch it quick. You know why? Because children touch everything. Go ahead, sir.
Children also got gay parents in the house.
A lot of these children have the LGBTQ family member in the household with them that's running around here in New York, going to Pride, going to all these type of backdoor parties and not caring, Salakia, and not caring, going home to their little brother, their little sister, to their children, and touching their children, kissing them on the face. And guess what? Then little Chris goes to school and touches my 3-year-old daughter. My 3-year-old daughter then brings it to home to my family, and guess what happens? Monkeypox just spread it. Outbreak happens. School is happening in the next 2 weeks. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, schools is opening. Daycares is happening. And guess what? All you men that like that girl on girl, but secretly like boys too, y'all passing it around. And then you're going to spread it throughout the United States. And now you got to be careful. They closed down a whole grocery store. A super Walmart in Kearney, New Jersey. They closed down a whole Walmart so they can come and clean it. I don't know if they opened it back up yet. I haven't even gone there. It's been a long while. I won't be going back. Somebody in that area contracted monkeypox and went and touched shit. Salakia for the language. Salakia to the Minnesota. Salakia to Israel for the language. But that's a scary thing. It's just that simple. But we need more signs and wonder. We need Christ to come down on a spaceship right now, doing the goddamn, what you call that dance? The John Travolta Saturday Night Fever with a bulb or with a glowing rock above his head saying I come. We need to see that. Our people are foolish and childish. And I blame the goddamn oppressor for his vivid imagination that we give our people with sci-fi. Our people believe in this BS and not the scriptures. Drop that. Give me Baba Shaw. Give me Matthew 1 and 21. Baba Shaw.
Oh, God. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 1, and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son.
And she shall bring forth a son. Who are we talking about here?
And thou shalt call his
Stop
name.
there. Who are we talking about here? She shall bring forth a son. Send me something, sir.
Huh?
You send me something.
Oh yeah, that was just the price of the bottle.
The
The bottle watch how much it costs.
Oh,
It's really inexpensive.
you know what? I actually want to I'm gonna look at that. You had a pastor going up saying he teaches the word of Yahweh Mashiach. He teaches the word of the scriptures, right? And he's crying about he's not worth a Movado watch. A Movado watch costs $395. That's a low end black stainless. Hold on, black stainless steel. That's a black stainless steel one. Here's I guess a little more Movado, a little uppity one. It's $1,195 with free shipping. So lock you. Hublet LaFerrari. Oh, that's a new one. Hublot. HUBLOT. They want $250,000 for this watch. They have lost their goddamn mind for a watch. This a watch. And the watch doesn't even got no. Oh, this is crazy. They can have fun with it. They here a little more expensive Movado, $795, $450. That's the female one. Gold, yellow gold. And this is what this is what a pastor feels he's worth. A Movado watch. He want to talk about Movado watches. China is prepared for war.
Right.
This split. He want to talk about Movado watches, and China is preparing for war.
That's right.
He want to talk to the congregation and call them all types of broke because he couldn't get a goddamn Movado watch for $695, $350. He couldn't get a Movado watch. First of all, I know some sisters that has jobs. They get paid about $4 and some change. After taxes, that's $300 that they bring home. Three and some change, right? Here's the crazy part about that, right? Rent is more than $1,200. Rent is $1950 in some places for a 2-bedroom. $1,900 and $1,950. That's how much a 2-bedroom costs in Jersey City. And the sister is getting paid. She's bringing home $6 something a week, every 2 weeks. $6 something every 2 weeks. She can't afford the goddamn rent. But you want to take your money to these pastors. That's what you want to do. You want to put your Sunday, you want to whore all Saturday night and go out and twerk. And then Sunday morning, you want to go give him money for a Movado. That's what you want. That's what our people want to do. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people. We want to do things like that. Barely can afford the goddamn rent, worrying about twerking and going to the best parties, but we can't barely pay our rent. We so caught up and worried about the most insignificant things And guess what? China is preparing to go to war. What would happen right now if China invaded the United States? Are you prepared? Hey, Baba Shaw.
I was gonna say they gonna be singing and dancing.
Oh yeah, they gonna be getting they Diddy on. They
that.
gonna be getting their Diddy on by fall with shiny suits and everything. But if they invaded right this moment, what are Americans, I use that term lightly, what blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people gonna do? If they sent the bomb over here that landed in the middle, East Orange, New Jersey, could you imagine? Could you imagine the faces?
Right.
Could you imagine what would they think then? Would they still be looking for the Movado watch? Would they still be out going to pick out that lace front so they can go out to the goddamn club and be a whore and twerk? Our people are so goddamn foolish, they might just be stiff neck to go out. Damn, you heard what happened to Keisha and them? That bomb fell on them? Girl, I'm going out tonight though. And the men is worse. Damn, Keisha gave great bop. You think her sister got caught up in that? Our people so lost that we don't even give a damn. We really don't give a damn. Go ahead, you had something to say?
I was gonna say the bomb said they're gonna be in the Nike line.
They're gonna be in a goddamn Nike line. They gonna be in the Nike line trying to get the new Nikes that come out. It's the same goddamn design, just a different color. It seems to me amaze me that we going out here to spend. I know a brother that went and spent $9,000 on a pair of sneakers. They the same, it costs like 12 cents to make those sneakers. 12. We ain't talking about we talking about 12 cents, 12 pennies, less than a goddamn quarter to make them. And you want to pay what? Do you know that the Kanye West joints that everybody's paying astronomical amount of money? Wait, they just came out with a garbage bag. Literally a garbage bag as a purse. It's a garbage bag. Do you see what's going on? They definitely mocking the people. It's a garbage bag. And they want you to walk around with a goddamn garbage bag as fashion. This is what our people are caught up on. When again, China is preparing for war. The Russians is preparing for war right now. But we want to worry about fashion. We want to worry about the best sneakers. I know a sister that spends on just her hair about $1,000, $1,200 just on her hair. Her lace front, not lace front. She get I don't know what it's called. It's the front piece. The front piece. This is the cover. It's a front piece that's sewed in or whatever, and then you got the layers. It's $1,000, $1,200 for her hair, and then she got to go get it done. That's another $4,000.
Oh, she paid for the hair.
That's the hair. She's paying this much money for the goddamn hair. We running around here losing our goddamn mind and worried about the wrong thing and not the right thing. We're looking at everything else but the signs and wonders that are happening right in front of our faces. And it's sad. When we should be gathering ourselves together and learning what it means to praise the Most High.
That's right.
Learning what it means to please the Most High.
That's right.
Learning how to fear the Most High. Because they said to fear the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. This is in the scriptures. Yeah, you got something?
That was had a little bit to say about that. The bag. I think you're talking about the Balenciagas. That's not easy. It's big as Balenciagas. They came out with a trash bag.
A trash bag.
But it's so messed up though, because it goes to show you how deeply they got our people brainwashed to just this gonna make it. It's really about the money. If you can afford this, that means you afford it already. Because it's definitely not about the look. Like,
it shows that you are in this tax bracket.
right.
Go ahead, Baba Shaw, sir.
I just seen the video. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I'll be surfing on YouTube, like everybody else. Anyway, I'll be watching YouTube stuff sometimes. But anyway, Payless had opened a store and designed it as a high-end shoe store.
Right.
But they were still selling Payless shoes
Right.
in the store. So they take a $40 shoe or $30 shoe
Right.
and sell it for $3,000 or $4,000, and people were buying this stuff. Picking the shoe up, and when they got the shoe, you know, somebody. I ain't even talking about, I'm blacks and Hispanics. When we get something, we
Right.
come out the store. We want everybody to see we got.
Right.
That's how
Right.
they was coming out the store.
They're going to pay less. The high end pay less.
They didn't know it was Payless. They called the store like, say, Cipriani's or whatever.
Right. They called it a different name, and they taking the same shoes that's in this store and going to sell them over here in this store
$1,000.
for thousands of dollars.
People were buying.
You know the disgust that I have, right? Because first of all, the disgust I have with the oppressors for still trying to, even in this time, knowing that they know their kingdom is short.
Right.
They know their kingdom is short. They still want to squeeze.
Right.
They still want to squeeze every dollar, every breath from our people. They want to squeeze till there ain't no more. Yeah, I wish I got a different thing for them coming. He got a different. It's glory I counted to be. Glory I counted to be. Glory I counted to be. Because Yahushua has something perfect for them. The perfect righteous retribution. Vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. It's in the scriptures. The Lord gonna get his vengeance. And on the day of when that sky crack open and Christ come back, he said we're gonna run like horses. Ooh wee. Go ahead, Marcus.
I don't plan on doing any running.
I'm gonna run after these. I'm slay. That we going to slay. Slay. What smite? I want to be part of the smiting.
That's right.
I would love to be part of the smiting.
Right.
Go ahead, Papa.
I'm going to walk slowly like Jason
That's right.
and pop up on him.
Hey, you, what are you doing?
Yeah, because
See?
That's right.
It's like it sure said, also Dunya said, I'm going to walk slow like Jason and get mine.
Yeah.
I want to hunt mine down like they hunt us like we're prey. The Lord allow it, that he allowed me to be a part of the hunt. I'm
That's
gonna,
right.
and I can remember. I wonder. It's a question I need to ask. In class. Do we on that day will we remember all the things that they did? On that day, will we remember, or will we just know our duties to hunt them down? Go ahead, Bob.
If I could. Right now, we're living in the New Testament.
Right.
So, just like the Old Testament was written, the New Testament is being written now. It's written as we know it, up to Revelation.
Right.
But it's being written now. So, whenever it is we come back or whatever whatever the Lord got planned,
Right.
this crack being dumped in your communities
Will be written about.
will be written about.
Mm.
Them taking men out of the household and will be written about
Child
like it
support.
was
Right.
back when abortion
Right.
will be written about
In the
like
new
it
book.
was in
Mm.
Moses' time and
Right.
Christ's time when they was trying to kill him.
Right.
That will be written down and you will learn about it. The story will still be passed down.
And guess what? And guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna go and do the Lord's work even better than.
Come, I'm gonna just get a sword and start walking.
Hey, you just gonna get a sword and start walking. Most High Christ.
They gonna be running from y'all as y'all running like horses. And I'm gonna catch it.
Most High Christ.
They gonna write stories about me.
The oppressor slaughter. Oh man.
I don't know what name I'm gonna have.
But glory be to the Most High, man, that we're gonna get allowed to be back part of that vengeance. You know, it's just sad that our people are in the state that they're in, that they can't see past their own flesh, that they can't see past their own as far as they can see. They can't see the truth that's happening right in front of their face because they can't see the signs and wonders that's happening. The most simplest thing that me, when I came into the truth, the most simplest thing was, I remember being a kid and going to a church called Good News Bible Mission, right? And I remember the exact thing that turned me away from the church as a kid. The exact thing that turned me away, it was molestation going on in the church, of course. You know, it was going on. It was adults having sex with kids and all types of crazy things. And it was homosexuality even back then, you know, as a kid growing up in you know, the early 80s, mid to late 80s, it was seeing these things. But here's the thing. I remember going to church and one day they were saying Christ had hair, wool, skin of bronze, right? And they had this great big picture in the center of the church, right? And I remember me raising my hand and saying, and they finally got to me because I'm the only person, you know, everybody hallelujah and all that crazy stuff, but I kept my hand raised and I stood up and I'm waving and I'm not waving it like they doing because they, you know how they do the wave in the church. I'm standing up like I got a question.
Right.
And I remember they called on me and they said, you want to testify? I said, I got a question. You said hair, wool, skin of bronze. Then who my man right there?
Right.
And I remember asking that question. Who is my man right there? You know, I got my tail whooped because of this. I got beaten. I got told, don't question the Lord. Really, they was telling me, don't question the pimp in the pulpit. That's what they was telling me. Don't question him. And it that gave me pause. That gave me, whoa, no, I don't want no parts of this. I'm gonna get beat because I act nope. So we supposed to ask questions when we ain't understand. Here's the greatest sign and wonder that when coming in the truth, and this I brought that up to only say this. When I came in the truth and I was hearing that Christ is a black man, it kind of like, all right, what the hell y'all talking about? Let me check this out. Christ is a black man. And I reflected back to that childhood memory of getting in trouble because I asked who was Boy George with the stringy hair and the blue eyes. If Christ is a black man, because I remember reading hair, wool, skin of bronze, and it gave me something to really go look at. And in going to look at, wait a minute, Christ is a black man, I got interested. And of course, like most of us, I look for everything wrong. I look for everything wrong here in the UPK. I look for everything wrong. I sat at home and just I would come to classes. I would it was like class, and then I went to a Passover. That scared the hell out of me. I didn't see that many blacks, Hispanic, and Native American people get together, no arguments, no fighting, and everybody's drinking. A brother had four wives at one table. It was either three or four. I said, wait a minute. All of them wives, and they ain't arguing and fighting? Mm-hmm. It's Kool-Aid going on in here. And y'all gonna all die. And I left up out of there. I said, this ain't for me. But if something kept pulling me, something kept saying, look at another class, because they ain't lying. Because in my mind, I said, somebody's a liar and somebody's telling the truth. And that Christmas scripture blew me out of the water. I said, my grandmother's a goddamn liar. My mother's a goddamn liar. My father's a liar. My sisters and brothers are liars. Oh, that means they telling the truth. And that's what it boils down to. Somebody's a liar and somebody's telling the truth. And then I start seeing the signs and the wonders coming into the UPK. You start seeing and understanding what it means of when you read scriptures like the wickedness of the world and of man has no comparison of the wickedness of a woman. You start understanding these things. You start understanding John 3:16 that he's not talking about the entire world. He's talking about blacks, Hispanics, Native American people. You start understanding that Yahushua is a black man. You start comprehending that you serve a nigger God.
That's right.
Salakia for the language to the men above me. Salakia to the men above me. Salakia Israel. You start realizing that, wait a minute, you're not a worthless piece of crap. That you are worth something. You start realizing that you have some value. And then you start reading scriptures that the Most High said, I will make a man more finer than pure gold. Right? Slakia? More precious, Slakia. More precious than gold. And you start comprehending what that means. These are signs and wonders. These are the signs and wonders that you start taking heed to when you coming into the UPK and you start realizing who you are. You start realizing who you serve. You start realizing who created everything. You start understanding what it means to fear the Most High and not have that foolish mindset about fantasy that the pastors in the pulpit give to you. That you don't have that what do you call it, that veil over your eyes. That veil is so many things. That it's okay for church. It's okay for Christmas. It's okay for Thanksgiving. It's okay. When you start understanding and comprehend that they murdered 77 million Native American people, First Nation people, you start getting disgusting. You start getting a disgust when it comes to the oppressor. Because you knowing that those are your people. Knowing that these are your brothers. Knowing that those are your sisters. That them children that they murdered are your nieces, your nephews, your little cousins. These are signs of wonders that the Most High show us. When you start reading in the book of Deuteronomy, the curses that you're going to go through, that you're going to have to, that you're going to be a part of. These curses, when you start understanding how to find who you are, and you read the curses, we know each other from the curses that we have to endure.
That's right.
When you see these curses that you have to endure as blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, and you start realizing, wait a minute, they're talking about me. I'm the chosen people.
Right.
I'm worth more.
Right.
Then you start realizing what's the signs and wonders. And then here's one just short, and we're gonna bring it back again. When you start seeing things like COVID-19 shut the entire world down for 2 years, and you still want to go out there and putty pop? You still want to go twerk? You still want to follow the pastor in the pulpit that's pimping out of the pulpit? You still want to follow that? Blacks, Hispanics, Native American people? You still want to go and smoke marijuana? You still want to eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster? The Lord shut the entire world down for 2 years. We have a variant out right now, B5. That's just one variant. A brother just said he ain't feel no symptoms. He felt a little tingle. And he said, and let me just go get checked. A little tingle. Come to find out, he got the COVID. He's out of work for a couple of days. Most High in Christ, the brother's okay. Salaki. The brother is okay. However, these are signs and wonders. You got something?
Looks like I was gonna say something. Look, something like our people still supporting Chinese stores and Chinese people, the people that brung it, and they still loving them. Like,
Here's one better. Here's one better. Our sisters are still going to the Chinese store and the Chinese nail salon, and they still going to the foot spot. They're still going to the masseuse, the massage therapist. They're still going after watching on video after video after video
right,
of them whooping and disrespecting the sisters in the hair stores, picking up hair. You're stealing. I'm not stealing. I bought everything. The mother and the daughter bought stuff, and they walk out the store. The cops come, and they go back in, and everything was purchased. Not one thing did they steal. Yet they still went into another. They didn't go to that one, but bet they went to another Chinese store.
oh my God.
Bet they went to another Chinese store. The signs and wonders is at hand. In the year 2022, there was a man found in Philly, and I ain't gonna say Philly, in the outskirts of Philly. It was in Pennsylvania. A man was hung in a tree, hung from a tree. Are you not seeing the signs and wonders? We're still being hung and hunted. We're still being hunted by our oppressor. Here, I'm gonna bring one, even the one that Commander General Hanna just brought out. The men in prison got trained to be firefighters to help the fires that was out there in California. Trained, came home from prison, and they were promised opportunities to become firefighters. They refused to hire them. They'd rather call Australia and their firefighters to come up. They have, and here's the twist of it all. The government offered $30 million to give them brothers jobs. The ones from the prison system that learned how to be a firefighter. That know how, that's a professional.
Right.
They are professionals. They professionally put out fires. And the government said we have $30 million to give them aid as far as the jobs. We're going to pay for them to work. Guess what? These men are home. Some of these men are home and they refuse to give them jobs. Are we not looking at the signs and wonders? Baba Kishar, go ahead, sir.
Real quick, I was trained as a firefighter,
Right.
in the Navy.
Right.
It's almost like you have to be trained. You have to pass fireman apprentice school, or else you can't be in the Navy, because you got to be able to fight a fire if you're out at sea, so on and so forth. Did all that, came home. Yeah, went to my neighborhood fire department.
Right.
That I grew up with the whole time.
Right.
Asked to speak to the man that I know. He just so happened he retired. A guy that I played sports with, Italian guy, I played sports with. We chopping it up outside. Yo, what happened? This, that, third.
Right.
I said, yo, I'm here to, check on the spot, see if, talk to the captain before I take this test. See if I can work here.
Right.
Sure, I'll go with the captain. Go get the captain. Talk me right up. Chatted me right up. Yo, my name so and so. She's a good guy. He want to know, can he work here? What did the captain tell me?
La
Con.
said la. What was the captain? Oppressor.
He told me to go to the Elizabeth Fire Department
Right.
or the Newark Fire Department.
Right.
I have a better chance on getting in down there than I would there. Because they didn't have enough spots. They didn't have enough people. I had a better chance of getting on in Newark because it was a bigger
Department.
town, a bigger department.
Right.
And there wasn't. What he was saying was they wasn't really hiring anybody.
You know this is BS, right?
Can I-
Go ahead, Bubba.
please?
Go ahead.
They wasn't really hiring anybody because their thing was so small. They got 2 fire departments in the town.
Right. Two fire departments
Sure.
in the town. Go ahead.
So, I know people, and I found out that they hired all of the
Oppressors.
good old boy network. They hired a bunch of oppressors.
After you apply. After you conversated.
I was going to go take the test.
Right.
And I said, when I go take the test before I just want to check in with y'all real quick.
Right. So I can get in the loop.
I need to know, or as soon as I pass the test, I'm tell y'all what do I need to do.
Right.
He said, scram.
Told you kick rocks.
Kick rocks. We don't know you.
And then they hired people right after that. And the same one.
Even though your father is a detective in the neighborhood, you go to Elizabeth, or Linden, Newark.
He said, nigga, go. Get. Salaki for the language. Salaki Israel.
No. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the situation at hand. We don't look at the signs and wonders that's right in front of our face. The oppressor is still being the oppressor. We're getting beat down. We're being disregarded as human. We're considered only 3/4 of a human being and 3/5 of a human being, and still we don't see the signs and wonders. Still, we don't realize that Yahweh Shah is a black man. We still want to run around and have abortions. That we don't realize that we're murdering the Lord's children. We still want to run around and eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. We don't want to look at the signs and wonders that's happening right in front of our face. We still want to go support the oppressor. We still want to buy Balenciagos. We still want to rock Dolce and Gabbana. We still want to do all the things. We worry about everything but what's most important. Serving the Most High. Following these laws, statutes, commandments, and judgments. We want to do everything but what we're told to do because we want to be wicked, like the taskmasters and like the oppressors. And it's a sad day that our people are not paying attention to the Lord's signs and wonders that's put in front of us. These Lantern flies. These Lantern flies. I bet you give it a little time. Give it a little time. There's gonna be stories about this coming up soon. It's gonna be stories about how they are a nuisance. They can't even find a way to control them. Their growing population. Watch that be an issue soon. We have that as an issue. We have still COVID, new variants of COVID, and monkeypox. But our people. Oh yeah, I'll mention those first. Them lantern flies, right? But we have monkeypox. The Lord's The Lord got more ways than a little bit to show himself. And he's coming with more plagues. Famine is happening. Look around in your grocery stores. From the 1st to the 12th, look at your grocery stores. Look at how empty the shelves are. Then go in the middle of the month, around the 15th through the 17th through the 20th, and look at how empty the shelves is. They can't stock up. They can't keep up with the stock. And it's not that it's overpopulated. The famine is happening. I watched something that they do something where they redden the meat. So you got to be careful. I'm going to the butcher from now on. I'm going to the butcher. After what I just seen that these meat markets do, and what ShopRite and Pathmark and they got a red dipper that they dip in the old meats. They mixing a little bit of the old meat. They said the meat smelled horrible, and they put it through the grinder. So your chopped meat, they just mixing it with the old meat with a little fresh meat. You have to be careful on what you eat. Go ahead, Baba Bashar.
Real quick.
Go ahead, Baba Bashar, sir.
The meat that you get in your grocery store is already close to a year old by the time you get it.
Damn. Damn. You know I'm gonna look that up now. You know I'm gonna look that up. Hey, listen, because I know we getting close to the time, right? But I'm gonna give a little quick story, real quick. My grandmother, we was in the projects. You know, we kids growing up in the projects is different than brothers and sisters that grew up in the house. And eventually we end up getting the house. But in the projects, right? My grandmother and her sister, they used to do this from time to time. They used to go out to the farm. They'd drive out to Pennsylvania or whatever town they drove to, and they would go to the farm, and they would go and buy a cow and go take it to the butcher and have the butcher break it down, and they would split up the meat and put it in their deep freezers. And that's how we ate.
That's right.
That's how we ate. I'm going back to that. Me personally, this is not no order. Israel, just take care of yourself and pay attention to the signs and wonders. Get into these scripts. Pay your tithes. Come in here and put on all black. Follow the Lord's statutes and commandments of the Most High thy God, and learn who you are by coming in here into this truth. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commander General Yohana. And we're going to continue to give out this truth that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people are the people that these scripts talk about as being the Lord's chosen people. And with that, men of Israel, Imagine. Shabbat.